Blessed today, for this gentleman gets to marry the love of his life in a tradition that existed since the antiquities. The Imbango of the Ifugao tribe is a unique and significant celebration that unites the nuptial couple together with their respective families. It is also a homecoming for members of the family and friends who have been living far away from the village. This primitive marriage practice has long undergone variations and innovations in changing times according to influences, needs, and modernisms. And today, let us witness as this gentleman and party brings his gifts and offerings to her bride and family, one of which is the hukup, carried by a maiden from the groom's party. It is filled with glutinous rice, which symbolizes the unity of the family in times of joys and burdens. Inside the glutinous rice were coins that symbolize wealth and prosperity for the marrying couple. Another one is the palayon lug, a piece of sturdy oak wood symbolically split into 4 equal parts and then tied securely with rattan twine, signifying the union of 2 families and their 2 marrying children. The rattan twine represents the love that ties the families and children in marriage. And most importantly, the meat. 3 pigs have become the general requirement for most families. The pigs are to be big, bigger, biggest, and if possible, the biggest of mother pigs, expected still to deliver piglets, for it is a symbolism of fertility. These are the groom and party offerings as part of the procession through the village to the bride's house, symbolizing how groom would now provide for her. It is believed that the greater the offerings, the greater the blessings for the bride and groom. This imbango is an involvement of 2 parties, where the bride's party is in charge of the food preparation, especially in wine provision with the help of the villagers and friends, while the groom's party provides meat for consumption and distribution to family and friends and ritual participants. Lastly, a 4th pig of any size has been required of brides to provide for breakfast for the guests of the imbango.
So everybody who are here, dito ko namin uhakit din pamilya under kaya po maklungan. Yeah? So ng Christian faith na kumelang hindi uha at kawawanan ako to. Dito ko makinanggay kay makiyam amrong edad di bendison kay Dustin and Crystal and of course the respective families na.
Out of the imbango of 3 pigs, one is offered to a pantheon of gods to feast upon. The 2nd pig is to the ancestral souls of the bride and groom's parties, and a 3rd as paybacks to the cultural heroes. Occasions like this are meant to be celebrated with the entire village, and it is meant to symbolize a sharing of joy and abundance. During the ritual itself, there is no telling the exact number of guests who will come, as the feast is open for guests who are considered family friends and members of the community, as well as extended community. In this particular occasion, I have come to witness very heartwarming situations wherein good old friends and acquaintances have come to meet again after quite some time. I indulged listening to their stories that will take you back in time. I get to laugh at their anecdotes too. It's entertaining and awe-inspiring how they recall and retell key figures of the town's history that paved a way of how certain things are at the moment. Another key element in this whole ritual is the recitation and enumeration of genealogy of both parties, and this kind of ritual is usually done in occasions like this. A family member is appointed by each party to do the honors of reciting their family roots or genealogy from as far as they can remember. This is a long process. No family ancestor should be left unmentioned. This genealogy enumeration will take back as far as few hundred years ago. That's one of the reasons why meal is served late in the afternoon in the olden times. As part of traditional customs, Ifugaos perform rituals to commemorate life stages that start from courtship, marriage, pregnancy, childbirth, infant and child rearing, adolescence, adulthood, old age, death, and burial, among others. The whole community is involved and everyone devotes time, delivers labor, shares possession, to make the ritual successful. The whole ritual was a success in many ways. Not only did it gather family and friends, but also as indigenous people unique to our culture. This is highly significant for the preservation of our lifeways and valued traditions.
Third cousin na Leopoldo, nahi Amang Jerry, so tahan nun apo na boy yung babalita. Happy merry-go-round. Alala na indani, da kayo patkondit, the third cousin nyo, bagaan nyo di dat umukat da piso, ditawat yung abarayan nyo. At daan niya na ina. Ay mo po daan hindi yan itakuton tonon ang inumbalin tayo kayuwadan na amungan the third cousin.
Hay ni kadwa yan hulian ariguyon inahawa na Juana Araga.
Danggayan, kakabsat na nagabalayan. Ken nobya, tay sudat na ginasatan. Umuya uida bugbugan, ekatigi, at napakwan, at napangkawan, libutat tawa, libutut uwa.
And soul, I promise you that you are the only one I love so dear and true. Lonely when you're away and far from me, Crystal. Truly, I always think of you night and day. Crystal, recall your promise that you love me too. Remember